Hey guys, today we are tackling a David Rives ministry videos about misconceptions about dinosaurs. Let's get started.
Can I be a Bible-believing Christian and believe in dinosaurs? You know, the kind of dinosaurs we see in the movies? Right, you know, those scary ones that lived millions of years ago. They killed everything in sight and then inexplicably turned into birds after all dying in a meteor explosion. Well, maybe not those. You see, some of that is fiction. I've been on paleontological digs and I've dug up the bones of these monsters that you see in the movies. They were real. There's a few things that we hear about these creatures that are not based on fact. So let's see if I can go over a few. Number one, when I dig up the bones, I've never yet found a date stamped on one saying deposited 65 million years BC.
Well, no shit. Scientists don't just dig up these fossils expecting them to have a date that they were deposited etched into the bone. That is just asinine. Instead, they use this wonderful method called radiometric dating. Basically, scientists take the fossil and compare it to the abundance of naturally occurring radioactive isotopes within the material to the abundance of its decay products. It is kind of funny how easy it is to find some of this information.
In fact, what's getting a lot of attention within the scientific community these days is the discovery of soft tissue inside some of these bones. Now, this soft tissue should not even last for 100,000 years, much less the millions required for evolution.
You're right. Normally, soft tissue shouldn't last as long as they do in some of the fossils you find. However, if you did any reading, iron is an element present in abundance in the body. It is, however, a highly reactive element, so the body keeps it locked up and bound to molecules that prevent it from wreaking havoc on soft tissues. But when the body dies, this iron is let free from its so-called cage. It then forms minuscule iron nanoparticles and also creates free radicals. These free radicals cause proteins in cell membranes to tie in knots, acting like formaldehyde.
Now, number two, while we know that dinosaurs really did eat other animals because we sometimes find these other creatures in their stomachs, it doesn't mean that they were ferocious creatures. In fact, sperm whales and warthogs and other creatures have long, sharp teeth that look remarkably similar to the T-Rex, but they aren't carnivorous killing machines.
Grouping all dinosaurs as ferocious creatures is just wrong, because not all of them were. But we do know that some of them were due to the patterns of different observable evidence like anatomical specializations, bite marks, contents of their stomachs, and a variety of other things. We could tell that there were dinosaurs that were most likely ferocious because of these different things.
Okay, so you still probably wouldn't have wanted a pair of velociraptors as pets, but trying to describe their behavior from a bunch of bones takes quite a bit of speculation. So, number three, you might have heard that the last dinos went extinct millions of years ago, but dating methods show huge discrepancies in the alleged ages of dinosaur remains. There's something going on here. Recently, a dozen carefully collected and preserved samples of fossils and dinosaur remains were sent in for testing. Now, measurable amounts of carbon-14 were found in every single one. The maximum limit for C14 is about 80 to 100,000 years. Maximum.
Carbon is found everywhere on Earth, and some of it happens to be carbon-14. There's a reason that we don't use it for dating fossils we know will be over 50,000 years old.
The current evolutionary theories need at least 50 million years for dinosaurs. So maybe it's time for a reevaluation. So are dinosaurs real? Sure, they're real. They're even found in the Bible. But dinosaur is a recent word, and until modern day, most people call dinosaurs dragons. Dinosaur means terrible lizard, and while they certainly were very large lizards, we don't know how terrible they actually were, but they must have been a sight to behold. We often think of the term dinosaur as meaning prehistoric or ancient, but there are accounts all around the world of people fighting huge, terrible lizards and dragons. I mean, think of medieval legends and Chinese symbolism.
Let's focus on the word legend for a second. It's called legend for a reason. Sure, there are sketches and drawings of dinosaurs, but that doesn't mean we coexisted with them.
Maybe there's more to the story than we're being told in schools. Maybe the children's stories and fairy tales about these dinosaurs living 65 million years ago are just that, fairy tales.
Except they aren't fairy tales or children's stories. There is scientific evidence that back up that the dinosaurs lived millions of years ago, not 4,000 years ago.
The Bible says that land animals that walked on all four, like dinosaurs, were created along with other animals during the creation week. That means that mankind would have seen these creatures. In fact, again and again, new scientific discoveries are consistently confirming what was written in the Bible all along. I'm not surprised.
No, I haven't really seen any evidence that confirmed what the Bible says. Anyways, that is the end of the video. Sorry for the short one, and as always, if you want to watch the original video yourself, you can check out the link down in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.